Now I start my presentation. It will take about 15 minutes, I think. The title is Concealment and Exposure in the Digital Age. We have made the details of private lives public via the internet, while previous generations would have blushed at the thought of exposing their private lives, the things they hid in their diaries and never let anyone read. We post pictures of ourselves with our close friends or family members on SNS, that is social network services, and we publish our diaries as blogs. We seem to increasingly find privacy fading, and our expectations for and value of the same are of concern or consequence. Will privacy dry up and fade away in the near future? Is it true that we have become increasingly unconcerned about privacy? This is a problem I want to explore in this presentation. The concept of privacy has been transformed in our age. But there is a new notion of privacy. We must now care about the new notion of privacy. These are pictures I found on the net. Probably they are families or close friends who celebrating someone's birthday or enjoying good meals. We can find many pictures like this on the net. Many internet users make their private lives public on SNS. They upload pictures and write about their private activities. They sometimes compile their biographical details along with accounts of their private affairs in their blogs or write about their innermost thoughts. Such behaviors often seem funny or eccentric to the older generation or to people unaccustomed to posting such information about their private lives to the internet. To them, it looks like people do not care about privacy, or that they are throwing their privacy away. Again and again, people have said that privacy is dying, and it does seem to have gone at last when we see such behaviors. This situation is also true among Japanese internet users. They also look to expose their private lives. And furthermore, not a few of them have customs that must seem strange to foreigners. Japanese SNS users often upload pictures of meals they have enjoyed, like this or like this. Many Japanese SNS users make it a habit to take pictures of good food, such as delicious and gorgeous Japanese or French dishes, or what is built as classy gourmet. Gorgeous? No. Inexpensive and delicious foods. Of course, this custom is not a kind of dieting method. People enjoy making the pictures public so that they can be seen by friends and unspecified strangers. On the other hand, Japanese people are well known for often writing blogs or BBS posts while concealing their identities, that is, they like to write with anonymity. The Ni-channel is a well-known anonymous Japanese BBS service. We can post it using pseudonyms. This is the top page of Ni-channel. And this is the image of the thread in the Ni-channel. We can see many Nanashi-san in the thread. Nanashi-san means anonymous. It means that we can post it anonymously. Of course, there are IP addresses of our devices on the server in which the channel settles. But we cannot be traced unless we commit harmful activities when using the site. The number of internet users who use this BBS service is said to be about 12 million in the best day. In 2013, the new channel was cracked, and the site failed to protect the personal data of their fee-based service users, all of whom had registered their personal data and paid for access to the site's advanced features. Curious internet users identified the new channel users with the leaked data and leaked pseudonym data with the post on the BBS. Some people who could be linked with their slanderous posts or who cursed their employers are said to have had severe trouble as a result of this data leak. This incident makes the site less popular among Japanese users, and the site has had a great deal of difficulty trying to raise money ever since. The situation might change, and Japanese users might yet agree to use their real names online, but no one can predict the future. A recent Pew Research Internet Project survey tells us that the 86% of Internet users remove or mask their digital footprints on the Internet. A full 64% of Internet users have cleared their cookies and browser history, and 41% have deleted or edited something they posted in the past. 14% of people have used a fake name or untraceable username. If people did not care about their privacy, they wouldn't try to erase their digital footprint or to conceal their identity. People don't want to expose all part of their private lives, but they don't conceal their identities on all occasions either. They may reasonably choose their actions and the level of exposure or concealment depending on the situation. The concept of privacy might be changing now, and there are distinctive differences between privacy in the digital age and in previous generations. Nevertheless, I believe that both the new and older generations have a common ground when it comes to privacy. Now, we turn to the Japanese conception of privacy. People sometimes say that there is no concept of privacy in Japan, or that if there is one, it is completely different from that of Western societies. Ruth Benedict, the famous anthropologist who researched Japanese society in the 1940s, reported there is little privacy in the Japanese community. Even the construction of the Japanese house, the thin walls that permit the passage of sound, and which are pushed open during the day, makes private life extremely public for those who cannot afford a wall and garden, she wrote. However, in social settings where there is a lack of some privacy, as a matter of fact, normative rules still may protect privacy. This is the words. 3. Information ethicist Mizutani Masahiko, John Dorsey, and James Moore. There are some situations in Japan when people may learn some information about others inadvertently due to the proximity of their living conditions. Japanese people should act as if they can't hear when they hear something through the thin walls that is related to someone's privacy, as Mizutani, Dorsey, and Moore have pointed out. They explained that such situations are regulated in Japan by an as-if convention. They also argued that Japan and the West share a minimal conception of privacy. Although the richer notions of privacy that often reflect patterns of behavior are distinctive to particular cultures, their observations and insights have given us clues to understanding the concept of privacy in the digital age. Probably, the digital generation and the older generations share a minimum common idea of privacy, although there are distinctive differences in the richer notion of privacy between them, depending on the conditions of their communication and the media being used. Members of the digital age publish a slice of their private lives on some occasions, while they conceal themselves with fake names or pseudonyms on other occasions. For this reason, we cannot say that the idea of privacy has gone or that we are throwing it away. We still have the concept of privacy and still need it. We need to bridge the gaps of various ideas about privacy and internationally accepted privacy protection regimes by researching the common international notions of privacy. Okay, this is my presentation. What do you think about that? Thank you. Thank you for listening.